title. Who can tell me what the title of last week's story was? The title. Bright, do you know? What was the title?
Dad's new car.
Very good. Dad's new car. So we know in this story, we read about a boy, his dad just bought a new car, and he really, really likes the car. So there's different things he mentions in the story that he really likes about the car. So Stella, what is one thing that the car has that the boy really likes? You can name one thing.
Nice soft seats.
Very good. Can you answer in a complete sentence, Stella?
He likes nice soft seats.
Very good. He likes the nice soft seats that the car has. What else does the car have? Barry, can you answer that? What else does the car have?
It has a video player.
Very good. It has a video player or a DVD player, so he can watch movies while he's riding in the car. What else? Ryan, what's another thing that the car has?
The car has air conditioning.
Very good. It has air conditioning. So when it's really hot, they can turn on the air conditioning and the car can cool down. Very good. There's one other thing the car has. Bright, do you remember? What's another thing the car has?
No.
Okay, that's okay. Let's see if one of our classmates can help us. Alice, do you remember what else the car has? So we know there's air conditioning, there's a DVD player, there's nice seats, there's one more thing. Do you know?
I forget it.
That's okay. Let's try Stella. What's the other thing the car has? So you might have to look closely.
I don't know.
Does anyone know?
Our window.
Power windows. It was sort of hidden there in the first paragraph. So very good, Barry. The car also has power windows. So all these things make the boy think that his dad's new car is the coolest car ever. He loves this new car. So let's go over the homework that you had last week. And in case you need that again, going to put that in the chat box again. Your homework from last week. So we started off with our pictures and our words or phrases. So if we look at number 1, Ryan, which word would match with number 1? And I'll share my screen this time too.
Brian 有没有下载啊？
No.
Can you say that one more time, Brian? What word matches with number 1?
I forget.
Okay, no problem. What about Stella? What matches with number 1?
Air conditioning.
Very good. Air conditioning. So we know this is an air conditioning that you might use in your home, or you might use the air conditioning in your car. Number 2.
Teacher, I can see the screen.
Oh, you guys can't see? Let me try again. What about now? Can you guys see now?
No.
No? Okay. I don't know what's wrong with my laptop today. Luke, maybe you could, for the rest of class, when we share the screen, would you be able to share?
Sure. Yeah. Let me
Okay,
do it. Okay, could you stop sharing?
yes. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay. Well, until we get that fixed, if you guys all have your worksheet from last week, so we know number 1 is air conditioning, and if we look at number 2, so Barry, could you do number 2 for us, please?
Sip.
Very good, sip. So if we remember to sip, you take slow drinks of something. So you're drinking something, you only take a little at a time. She sips her drink in this picture. Number 3. Ryan, why don't you try number 3?
Choice.
Very good choice. So we see in this picture, the girl has to make a choice about what food she'll eat. She has to pick out of these 2 options. Number 4, bright. What do you think number 4 is?
Back seat.
Not exactly. Look at number 4. We see 2
A
pictures.
power.
Power. Very good. So we know our power windows, and we have a power tool here. And number 5, Bright, you also gave us the answer for number 5. So
Back
could you,
seat.
very good, back seat. So in this picture, we see the back seat of a car. Number 6, Alice, would you like to try number 6?
Silver.
Very good, silver. So we know silver could mean either the actual jewelry or it could mean the color of silver. So this car is silver in color. Excellent. So if we move on to the next page, we have 5 sentences, and these sentences are missing words. So your job was to choose the correct word to fill in the blank. So if we look at number 7, Stella, could you start with number 7?
My sister is excited to wear her brand new dress to the party.
Very good. Perfect. Brand new. So if it was a brand new dress, she just bought it. She just got that dress. Very good. Number 8. Ryan, can you please do number 8?
I can't decide if I should buy a silver car or a black car.
Very good. Silver. Number 9. Bright, can you please do number 9?
Tom choose on the air conditioner to keep the room cool.
Excellent. Air conditioning. Number 10. Barry, can you please do number 10?
They like all kinds of candy except for chocolate.
Awesome, except for number 11. Alice, can you please do number 11?
No.
The library has all of the books you could possibly want to read.
Great job, Alice. Possibly. Awesome. Now, for practice 3, you had something really fun you got to do for homework. So your job was to draw a picture of your dream car and to describe what your car would look like, what it would have. Would it be like the car in our story? Would it have power windows or a DVD player? So we're going to hold off on this part for now. At the end of class, we will look at your drawings and you'll be able to talk about your car. So for now, we're going to move on to our vocabulary for the second half of our story.
So do I share your?
Yes,
Okay.
I could try one more time, but
All right. You can try one more time. If it doesn't work, I will share your presentation.
okay, that sounds good.
Okay, let me stop sharing first. All right, I'm done.
Is it working? Or it shows I'm sharing.
I can see it.
Okay, thank you, Barry, for letting me know. Okay, so yes, Luke, I guess you'll have to share that for us. And I'll have to troubleshoot that later. Would you like me to add that in the chat again, Luke?
Yes, I opened the document. It's from last week. I'm looking for it. Yeah.
Okay, I can add this one right now. Thank you for your patience, you guys. Okay, I just sent it in the chat. This should be the one for this week.
Okay.
You will just have to scroll down.
Okay. Yeah, I downloaded all the files. But
Okay.
Okay, I just got it. So let me download it. Is it brand new? Because I think we learned it last time.
If you scroll down,
Oh, scroll down.
it'll
I
have,
see.
yeah.
Okay. Now I can see. All right. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, let me try to. Sunroof, right?
Yep. Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's okay.
Okay, so you guys, let's get started on our vocab. As usual, just repeat after me. So our first word is sunroof.
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 Very good. So if we look at this word sunroof, we can see it's two words, sun and roof. So we know what the sun is. What about a roof? So the roof is the top part of the car or of a house. In this case, we are talking about a car. So a sunroof is a part of a roof of a car that you can open up and light can come in from the sun. So we know not all cars have a sunroof, but some do. So let's read our example sentence. My dad wants to buy a car that has a sunroof.
My dad wants to
My
buy a
dad
car
wants
that
to
has
buy
a
a car
sunroof.
that has a sunroof.
Very good. So I'd like to ask you, have any of you ever ridden in a car that has a sunroof? What about Stella? Have you ever ridden in a car with a sunroof?
No.
Okay, I have to think if I have. I think I have. I have ridden in a car with a sunroof. What about you, Bright? Have you ever ridden in a car with a sunroof?
No.
Okay. What about Barry?
Yes.
Oh, you have. Whose car was it?
I think it's my parents' friends.
Okay, your parents' friend's car. So it had a sunroof. Yeah, sunroofs are cool because you can have the sun come through and the breeze, the air. Thank you for sharing, you guys. So let's move on to our next word. This is a verb, to allow.
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 So I believe we've had this vocabulary word before. Let's look at our examples so that we can remember what this word means and how we use it. So our first example, Dad allows me to hang out with my friends, but only if I finish my homework first.
That allows
That
me to hang
allows
out
me
with my
to hang
friends,
out
but
with my
only if
friend,
I
but
finish
only
my
if I
homework
finish
first.
my homework first.
Homework first.
You are not allowed to bring dogs to this park.
You are not
You
allowed
are
to
not
bring
allowed
dogs
Allowed
to
to
this
bring
park.
dogs to this park.
Very good, you guys. So to allow is to say that someone can do something. So in our first example, Dad allows me to hang out with my friends. So your dad says, yes, you can be with your friends, but if you do your homework first. And in our second example, you are not allowed to bring dogs to the park. So whoever is in charge of the park says you cannot bring dogs. You cannot do that. So you are not allowed. So again, to allow. So if we move on to our next, to stick out.
To stick
To
out.
stick
Stick
out.
out.
So this is a phrase, like some of our other ones, that are a little hard for me to explain. So if you look at your paper, your story, on the second page, you'll be able to see the translation. But if we look at our pictures and we look at our examples, it helps us understand what this phrase means. So our first example, this hat makes my ears stick out.
This head makes my
This
ears
hat
stick
makes
out.
my ears stick out.
This out.
Liz sticks her head out the door to see who's there.
Liz sticks
She
her
Please
head
stick
out
her
head
the
head
door
out
to
out
the
the
see who's
door
door.
to see
there.
who's there.
There.
Very good. So our first sentence matches with this picture. So if you've ever worn a hat or a cap, sometimes it might make your ears stick out. So that means they're popping out from your head. You see them, they're sticking out. At a door, maybe when someone knocks at the door or buzzes the intercom, you might stick out your head. So you only move out your head a little bit to see who's there. So in this picture, the girl is sticking her head out the door. And in this picture, the boy's ears stick out because he's wearing the hat. So, as I said before, if you have trouble understanding this, once we read our story, I think you'll be able to understand the meaning of this phrase more. So, are there any questions about this phrase? Okay, so let's move on to our next. We have a lot of phrases or groups of words in our story. So this next one is to chop off.
To shut
To
off.
chop
Chop
off.
off.
Chop off.
Very good. So to chop off is to cut off part of something. So if we look at our first example and our second, she decided to chop off her hair.
She decided to
She
chop off her
decided
hair.
to chop
Her
off
hair.
her hair.
Her hair.
Her fingers were chopped off in an accident at work.
Her fingers
Her
were chopped
fingers were
off in
chopped
a
off in
Accident
an
at work.
accident
at
at
work.
work.
Very good. So if we look at our first example, she decided to chop off her hair. That means that she cut her hair off. She cut off her hair. So she could also say, I chopped off my hair. In our second example, this one is a little gruesome, but her fingers were chopped off in an accident. So an accident, if you haven't learned this word yet, it's when something bad happens, no one did it on purpose or meant to do it. So someone might get hurt at work. So in this case, her fingers were chopped off. So maybe she was using a machine or something dangerous, a dangerous tool. But again, to chop off is to cut off part of something. Okay, if we look at our next slide, we've learned this word before too. So let's refresh our memories. Actually.
Actually.
Actually,
Actually.
So we use the word actually when we are saying the truth about something. We are saying the truth about something. So let's look at our examples. I thought James liked to play video games. Actually, he likes to read books more.
I
I
thought
saw
James
James like to
likes
play
to
video
play
games.
video games.
Actually, he likes
Actually,
to
he
read books
likes to
more.
read books more.
More.
My brother said the cake wasn't very good. Actually, I thought it was very delicious.
My
Brother
My
brother
said the
said
brother
cake
said
wasn't
the
very
cake
good.
wasn't
Actually,
very
I
good.
thought it was
Actually, I
very
thought it
delicious.
was very delicious.
Delicious.
Very good. So again, when we use the word actually, we're saying the truth about something. So our first example, we've used this one before. I thought James liked to play video games. Actually, or the truth is, he likes books more. So that's the truth about that situation. Or in our second example, my brother said the cake wasn't very good. Actually, or the truth is, I thought it was very good. I thought it was delicious. So again, to show the truth about something, we use actually. And if we move on to our next slide, we have another phrase, looking forward to.
Looking forward to.
Looking
Looking
forward
Looking
to.
forward to.
When you are looking forward to something, you feel happy, you feel excited about something that is going to happen in the future. So it hasn't happened yet, but it's something that will happen in the future, and you're really happy about it. So if we look at our examples, I am looking forward to going to the park this afternoon.
I'm looking forward
I am
to
looking
going to
forward
the
to
park this
going to the
afternoon.
park this afternoon.
Lily is looking forward to visiting her grandparents tomorrow.
Lily is looking forward
Lily is
to
looking
visiting her
forward to
grandparents
visit her
tomorrow.
grandparents
And
tomorrow.
friends tomorrow.
Very good. So in both of these cases, the subject is feeling happy about something that will happen in the future. So in this first example, I'm looking forward to going to the park this afternoon. So it hasn't happened yet, it's in the future, but you're excited about it. In the second example, Lily, she's looking forward to seeing her grandparents tomorrow. So that's in the future, and it's something she's happy about. So our next phrase is used to.
Used to.
Used
Used
to.
to, used to.
Used to.
So we use this phrase to speak about something in the past. So it happened in the past, but is no longer true. It's no longer true. So let's look at our examples. She used to always be late for class, but now she is always early.
She used to
Used
always
Will
be late
always
for
be
class,
late
but
for
now
class.
she is always
Now
early.
it's always
Early.
early.
Blue used to be his favorite color. Now he likes orange more.
Blue used
Blue
to
Blue
use
be his
used
favorite
to
color,
be
but
his
now
favorite
he
color.
likes orange.
Now he likes orange
We like
more.
orange more.
Very good, you guys. So in our first example, she used to always be late for class. So that means that was in the past. But now she's early. Blue used to be his favorite color. So in the past. Now in the present, he likes orange. So again, we're referring to something in the past. If we move on to our next slide, we have the word junk.
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 So junk is old or useless things that nobody really wants. It might also be talking about garbage or trash. So let's look at our example sentences. I need to clean up my desk. It's full of junk.
I need to clean up my desk.
I
It's
I
need
need
full
to
of
clean
junk.
up
up
my
my
desk.
desk.
It's
It's
full
full
of
of junk.
junk.
My dad's old bicycle is a piece of junk.
My desk or
My
bicycle
Dad's
dad's
is
old
a
old
piece of
bicycle
bicycle
junk.
is
is
a
a
piece
piece
of
of
junk.
junk.
Very good. So if we look at this picture here, this desk has a lot of things on it. There's papers, there's old cups. It's not very organized. So someone might say, I need to clean up my desk. It's full of junk or garbage or things they don't need anymore. If we look at this bicycle, it's rusty, it looks old. You might not be able to use it or ride it anymore. So someone might say it's a piece of junk. It's old. You can't use it. So we'll see how this word is later used in our story as well. So if we look at our next slide, we have a verb, to overheat.
To overheat.
To
Overheat.
overheat.
To overheat.
So if something overheats, it gets hotter than it's supposed to be. So usually when we are speaking about overheating, we are talking about a car or a device like a computer or a phone or a tablet. So let's look at our examples. Our car always overheats in the summertime.
Our
Our
car always
car always
overheat in the
overheat
summertime.
the summertime.
I think there's something wrong with my computer because it overheats a lot.
I think there is something wrong with my computer because it overheats a lot.
Over.
Very good. So this may have happened to you if you are driving in the car with your parents and your car might look like this. It overheats. If we look at our second picture, this might happen to you too. You might feel your laptop make weird noises. It gets really hot, or your phone might get really hot. So it has overheated. And our next slide sounds a little similar, but the meaning isn't the exact same. So to heat up.
To heat up.
To heat up.
To heat
To
up.
heat up.
To heat up something is to make it warm or hot. So if we look at our example, I need to heat up my dinner in the microwave.
I need to heat up my dinner
I
in
need
the
to heat up my
microwave.
dinner in the microwave.
So we might heat up our food, like in this example, or when it's really cold, you might heat up your house or your car. So again, to heat up. And if we look at our next slide, and thank you so much, Luke, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
So we have another phrase, to worry about.
To worry about.
Worry about.
To worry
Worry
about.
about.
So if you worry about something, you're thinking about problems or concerns that you have, and it makes you feel unhappy. You might feel frightened or scared about something when you worry about it. So let's look at our examples. I always worry about getting good grades.
I always worry about
I
getting
always
good grades.
worry
Getting good
about
grades.
getting good grades.
Kendall worries about her sick dog.
Kendall worries
And
about
don't
her
worry.
sick
Kendall
dog.
worries about her sick dog.
Very good. So in our first example, and as we see in this picture, many students worry about their grades, about getting good grades. They worry about doing well in school. So that means they think about it, makes them feel unhappy. They might feel scared. They're worrying about it. In our second example, Kendall worries about her sick dog. So maybe if you have a pet or a grandparent or parent or a friend who's sick, you might worry about them. You think about them. You hope that they're okay. So again, to worry about. And we're almost done. If we look at our next slide, anymore.
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 So this is a word we use to say that something is different now from what it was in the past. So let's look at our examples. I don't like that movie anymore.
I don't like that movie anymore.
I don't like that movie anymore.
My favorite shoes don't fit me anymore.
My
My
favorite shoes
favorite
don't
shoes
fit
don't
me anymore.
anymore.
Very good. So in our first example, I don't like that movie anymore. So in the past, you did like that movie, but now you don't. So you say you don't like it anymore. In our second, my favorite shoes don't fit me anymore. So in the past, they did fit. Your shoes were perfect. They fit your feet. But now they don't. So you use the word anymore. And I believe our next slide is our last word. Yep, it is plus.
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 Very good. So in this instance, plus is just another way of saying and also. So if we look at our example, I bought a new backpack and new notebooks for school. Plus, my mom let me get new clothes.
I bought a new backpack and
I
new
bought a new
notebook for
backpack and
school.
a new
Plus, my mom let me get some new clothes.
my mom let me get new clothes.
Very good, you guys. So again, plus is just another way of saying and also. You're adding on to what you already said. So in this example, I bought a new backpack and new notebooks, plus or and also my mom let me get new clothes. Okay, so let's move on to our practice. I know that we're running a little behind than usual, but I want to hear how you guys use some of these words. So now you guys know the drill. Take your time to create your sentence or sentences using at least one of the words or phrases we learned. And when you're done, please type your sentence in the chat and we will be able to share them. And as always, if you need help or have any questions, please just speak up and let me know. And I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with.
Should I stop sharing now?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you. There we are. So, could still have a few more minutes for you guys to continue working.
Stella left briefly. She will
Okay.
return in a moment.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. I see one sentence. Thank you. 2, thank you. 3, awesome job, guys. 'Ooh, we have a long one. Thank you. Okay, so why don't we start with Alice? Alice, can you please share your sentence?
I want to hand out some cookies.
Very good. That sentence is perfect. Thank you, Alice. I want to heat up some cookies too. That sounds very yummy. Ryan, why don't we move on to you? Can you share your sentence?
When Christmas is come, I looking forward to Christmas gifts.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for sharing. So you use looking forward to. So you're looking forward to that in the future when you can get your gift. Thank you. Barry, can we please hear your sentence?
You are looking forward to stick our head out the sunroof to enjoy the wind, but among worry about the sunroof will trap out our head. Actually, it's very dangerous, so they don't allow us to that. We can't open the sunroof anymore.
Very good, Barry. That was like a little story right there. Very good. So what you wrote is actually very similar to what we'll read in the rest of our story. So thank you. You did a great job. Now, Bright, let's hear your sentence.
In the used to, he is a pro man.
Great job, Bright. So you used used to. Now, something funny about used to, you have to put it in a certain order in the sentence. So you used it with the perfect meaning. Great job on that. So I'm going to type in the chat. Can you repeat the sentence I typed in the chat, Bright?
He used to be a pro man.
Very good. So he used to be a poor man. So that puts it in the correct tense. I know that might sound a little complicated, but your sentence was excellent. But this makes it sound even better. And the you have the correct meaning. So awesome job. Great work, Bright. Okay. So now we're going to move on to our story. We're going to finish this up today. So if everyone can pull this up, and I'll put it in the chat one more time in case you have trouble finding it. We're going to begin on paragraph 3, the third paragraph. So as usual, I will read and then you will repeat after me. So if we look, paragraph 3, let's make sure everyone has it. Alice, do you have this story? I think Alice may be frozen. Oh, Alice, do you have this story?
Yes.
Awesome. Ryan, what about you? Do you have your story?
Here.
Okay, I think we all do. Okay, paragraph 3. So I'll start. My little sister really likes the new car too, but not as much as me. Her favorite part is the sunroof. Dad says we aren't allowed to stick out our heads while the car is moving, or they'll be chopped off. But we still like to do it when the car is parked. I am actually looking forward to long trips now. I used to hate them, but then again, our old car was a piece of junk. Whenever we went on a trip, the car would overheat, and we weren't allowed to use the aircon or air conditioning because that only made it heat up faster. We shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. Plus, we can watch movies. It's like a dream come true. So let's do it again, and this time you guys can repeat after me. My little sister really likes the new car too, but not as much as me.
My little sister
My little sister really
likes
likes
the new
the
car
new
too, but
car
not
too,
as much as
but
me.
not as
Not
much as
as
me.
much as me.
Her favorite part is the sunroof.
Her favorite
Her
part is the
favorite
Her
sunroof.
part
favorite part
is
is the
the sunroof.
sunroof.
Dad says we aren't allowed to stick out our heads while the car is moving, or they'll be chopped off. But we still like to do it when the car is parked.
That says we
That
aren't
says we
allowed to
aren't
stick
allowed to
our
stick out
hands
our
while the
heads
car is
while
moving,
the
or
car
they
is
will
moving
be
or let
chopped
be
off.
chopped
But we
off.
still like to
But we
do it
still like
when
to
the
do it
car is
when the
parked.
car is parked.
Car is parked.
I'm actually looking forward to long trips now.
I'm
I'm
actually
actually
looking
I'm
forward
actually looking
to
forward to
long trips.
I used to hate them, but then again, our old car was a piece of junk.
I used to
I
hate
should
them,
them,
but then
but
again, our
then
old
again
car
our
was a piece of
was
junk.
piece of junk.
When, whenever we went on a trip, the car would overheat, and we weren't allowed to use the aircon because that only made it heat up faster.
Whenever we went
Whenever we
on a
went
trip,
on a
the
trip,
car will
the car would
overheat
be
and we
overheat
weren't
and we were
allowed to
allowed
use
to
the
use the
aircon
aircon
because that
because
only made it
that
heat up
only
faster.
made it heat up faster.
has only made it hot heat upper filter.
We shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. Plus, we can watch movies.
We shouldn't
We
have to
shouldn't
worry
have
about that
We should
anymore.
have
Plus,
to
we can
worry
watch
about that
movies.
anymore.
plus
Plus, we can watch
can
movies.
watch movies.
It's like a dream come true.
It's like a
It's
dream
like
come
a dream
true.
come
True.
true.
Very good, you guys. So in the rest of this story, we learn a little bit more about the car and we have another character, the boy's sister. So what is his sister's favorite part of the car? Bright, why don't you answer that? What is his sister's favorite part of the car? What does she like?
She sunroof.
Very good. The sunroof. That's her favorite part of the car. And if you look at the top of the page, you can even see in the picture, you can see the boy and his sister and the sunroof. Now, are they allowed to stick out their heads when the car is driving? Alice, what would you say? Are they allowed to stick out their heads from the sunroof?
No.
No. Can you answer that in a complete sentence, Alice?
No. So the leg part is sun.
Can you say that again, Alice, a little louder?
老师说你再大声一点。Could you show her how to answer it in a complete sentence?
Of course, of course. So the question was, are they allowed to stick out their heads from the sunroof? So to answer in a complete sentence, you would say, no, they are not allowed to stick out their heads. So
Alice,
can you
could you repeat?
No, they are constricted.
Allowed to stick out their heads. Alice 有听到吗？你声音好小哦。Okay, we'll come back to her.
Okay. Thank you, Alice. So what does that mean? Their dad says they are not allowed. What does that mean? Stella, can you answer that? What does that mean?
They can't do it.
Very good. They can't do it. They can't do it. Awesome. And why? Why doesn't their dad want them to stick their heads out of the sunroof? Ryan, what do you think?
Because if they stick out our their heads while the car is moving, or they'll be chopped off.
Very good. So their dad is afraid, sort of like in Barry's sentence before, their dad is afraid their heads will get chopped off if they stick their heads out when the car is moving. So they listen to their dad. They don't do that. And now, what is the boy looking forward to? Barry, what is he looking forward to with this new car?
Uh, he uh he think if he can tell the car to travel.
Very good. So he's looking forward to using it to travel, to go on long trips. Now, why was that hard with their old car? What was wrong with their old car? Stella, could you tell us what was wrong with their old car?
old car was a piece of junk.
Very good. It was a piece of junk, and something would happen with the car. What would happen if they turned on the air conditioning? Barry, would you like to answer? What would happen if they turned on the air conditioning?
It will heat up faster.
Very good. And the big word, overheat. It would overheat. So now with their new car, they don't have to worry about that. They can use the air conditioning and the car will stay cool. It won't heat up. Very good. So because in the beginning we lost a time with my laptop having problems, next week at the beginning of class, we will look at your pictures that you drew of your car. And so now you have an extra week if you want to add more to your car and to your sentences to describe your car. So first thing next week, you will be able to show your pictures. I'm sorry we didn't get to it today, but for your homework, I put it in the chat earlier. It is pretty simple, so there's not much to do. So to begin with, on the first page, we have what we usually have, match the picture with the correct word or phrase. And then on the second page, you need to answer two questions. Two questions. So if we turn to practice 2, Bright, if you look at practice 2 on the second page, can you please read this first paragraph?
In the story, that new car, the boy is looking forward to long trips in their new car. In their old car, they had to worry about it overheat,
Oh,
but
mhm.
but now they don't have to.
Very good. Great reading. So we learned those two phrases, looking forward to and to worry about. So now I would like you to answer these two questions. What is something you are looking forward to? What is something you are looking forward to? And the second question, what is something you worry about? What is something you worry about? So these questions, you don't have to share them with the class next week. They can be for yourself. And so next week we will look at our pictures of our cars. So are there any questions about the homework or what we did today?
Yeah. Could you give me 1 minute?
Yes. Thank you.
同学那两题要回答哈，就是 look forward to 还有 worry about。如果你不懂的，你要在我们的上课群组留言，然后作业请交到那边去。然后下礼拜我们要分享你的 dream car，你要记得画图，好，那个作业要记得写啊，然后要描述你的车子的颜色啊，种种的特色啊。等一下那个 Alice，你可以抬头一下吗？Alice。我们那个镜头要调整到可以看到脸，因为你这样子我们都看不到你的。Alice，等一下下课晚接我的电话，我要跟你测试设备，你的声音都太小声。然后那个 Stella， 你的那个也是一样，你的镜头也要在，哎，对，这样子很好，好，这样子是好的。Okay, I just told them to do their homework, and if they have any questions, they can reach out to me. Okay.
Awesome. Sounds good. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's unmute your mic and say thank you, teacher Xiahna.
Thank you, teacher
Thank you,
Lian.
teachers, and
And
Thank you, teacher.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Okay,
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
bye.